An energy management system. That's one of these little boring looking boxes. But this little box could save you a few £1,000s every single year if you've got one of these things, an AC coupled inverter. Today I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know about the all-new energy management system from GivEnergy. Let's go. So first of all, let me just cap over how the AC coupled system works. I assume at this point you may well already have one, or you're strongly thinking of getting one, maybe for an existing solar system. So an AC coupled battery storage essentially looks at what, let's say, existing solar system is doing. It doesn't have any built-in solar inputs, but it can track what a solar system is doing. It can look at that and store that energy into the low voltage batteries at any point in time. Or it can also buy cheap energy in from the national grid and store it in the battery as well. It can also track other different types of generation and invert that power into the battery. Now you can mix and match batteries with the AC coupled inverter, so you can have a 5.12 kilowatt hour battery or a 9.5 kilowatt hour low voltage battery. You can have up to 5 of these on an AC coupled inverter. Now that we've got a rough idea of how an AC coupled inverter works, I'm assuming we've got some previous knowledge. This is where the energy management system comes in. So that little grey box I showed you a second ago gives the ability, if you've already got one or thinking of getting one, to add more than one of these AC coupled GivEnergy inverters. Now, one of the limitations of these inverters is their ability to be able to charge and discharge at 3 kilowatts. So if you've got a 9.5 kilowatt hour battery, you can charge it up in a little over 3 hours. Now at this point in time, you might have bought one of these 12, 18 months ago, something along those lines, and you're thinking, I could really just do with a bit more discharging speed. This is where your EMS, Energy Management System, comes in, because you can now install up to 3 of these AC coupled inverters on one domestic property. What that will then do is either double or treble the rate of discharge. So either charging and discharging at 6 kilowatts or charging and discharging at 9 kilowatts. Something to notice, you of course need to buy another AC coupled inverter, and each inverter will also need an additional battery as well. So in this point, you're essentially doubling your capacity and you're doubling the inverting speed as well. So a great thing to know about the energy management system is it increases the number of charge slots available in the AC coupled inverter. So traditionally the AC coupled inverter, because it's one of the older parts of the range for GivEnergy, effectively you can be limited in the number of time slots that you've got. The EMS essentially controls that. I think the good thing for GivEnergy is they're kind of not forgetting about their existing customers. They're actually thinking, well, if I am an existing customer, I don't necessarily want to rip my old inverter out. Or if I'm someone on a budget and just kind of wants to go, I don't want a big high flying, high voltage, high performance inverter. I just want an affordable retrofit version for my existing feed-in tariff system, then this is going to be ideal. And knowing that you can expand that via the energy management system is a bit of a game changer, really. One of the benefits of energy management systems, as I mentioned, is increased number of charging slots. So you can effectively get like cheap nighttime electricity rates, like your Octopus Go, for example, where you've got a few hours cheap at night to charge your EV. You can now effectively buy more energy in from the grid when it's cheaper. If you've got, say, Octopus Cozy, because you've now got the benefit of additional charging slots via the energy management system, you can now program it in multiple time windows. And because you could, if you have 2 of the AC coupled inverters and 2 batteries, you can buy more in during those charging windows. So instead of ripping it out and kind of just going, well, my system no longer performs good enough for, let's say, a heat pump, you can just add another inverter, add another battery, and rather than getting rid of your initial investment, you can add to it and increase the level of performance. Now, ultimately, you will have to buy another inverter and another battery, but the EMS itself, they're really easy and straightforward to wire in. As I mentioned, you can have anything up to 3 AC coupled inverters on a domestic property. They're very straightforward to use, very straightforward to manage. Something else to note is the energy management system, EMS, will only work with the AC coupled inverters. So you can't have an AC coupled and then go, I'm going to buy a hybrid inverter. or you can't work it with the high voltage stackable range or an all-in-one, for example, it can only work with other AC coupled inverters. They're not interchangeable. So it'd only work if you have an AC coupled or are buying an AC coupled and either want to expand in the future or want to expand now, essentially. A really good thing actually about the AC coupled and the ability to expand with AC coupled additional inverters. So if you've got one of the original 3 kilowatt AC coupled inverters and an original, say, Gen 2 9.5 kilowatt hour battery, and you're thinking, will the new inverter match with the new batteries? The great thing is all the generations of batteries are interchangeable with the AC coupled inverter and the energy management system. So you can effectively have a Gen 2 9.5 kilowatt hour battery and one of the original 3 kilowatt AC coupled, buy another 3 kilowatt AC coupled, put it with your energy management system, it's a couple of £100, and then add a Gen 3 9.5 kilowatt hour battery. So you've not got to try and start searching the net for the odd supplier that perhaps has a dusty old generation 2 9.5 kilowatt hour battery. You can utilize the new battery storage sizes alongside the AC coupled inverter and energy management system. And as I mentioned, you can have 3 inverters and effectively anything up to 5 of the batteries per inverter. So you could effectively have, I mean, a massive amount of battery storage. You're probably not going to want that much, but you could effectively have anything up to 15 mix and match batteries. Another thing to note as well is if you've got, say, a 5.2 generation 2 battery, you could mix and match that also even on the same AC coupled with a 5.12 kilowatt hour battery. Sorry, I know that's a lot to go through, but I just wanted to kind of explain in the in-depth detail because no doubt I'd have got some questions in the comments, so I just wanted to cap that off. Something to note if you use things like Home Assistant or PredBat, there can be a couple of drawbacks to the energy management system. It doesn't quite like them, so just being openly aware of that. But if you're just on a general tariff and just simply want to increase the performance of your system, put more energy from your solar system into your battery, then the EMS is great. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.